Hi, this is Peter Propp, and the timer just started.
Hi, I'm John Blossom, and welcome to another segment of 10-Minute Strategy. Today we're going to be talking about LPs and singles. No, we're not going to be stacking up the wax for you. We're talking about content formats available today and how they relate to your ability to monetize.
Excellent. So John, we got a lot of traffic for the video you did, the unboxing of Google TV. You did a terrific job. And now the Google TV is all unboxed, it's plugged in, and you're going to give us a little test drive from an expert. So what I thought would be great today is if you would focus on YouTube Leanback, which is really one of the premier experiences that Google's had in mind, I think, for Google TV from the get-go.
Sure thing, Peter. You can go look at the full video of our unboxing for all the features of Google TV. But the key thing is Google Leanback, which provides the ability to stream episode after episode of videos that you find on YouTube. We have one paused here, and we're going to see what that's like in just a second here. This all operates within a Chrome browser that Google provides. So even though it will appear to you sitting back on your couch or in your comfy chair as a regular TV experience, it's everything that you could have experienced in theory on your desktop, except now it truly is Leanback. So here's an episode that's from the most popular videos that are available in YouTube Leanback. So the video's playing in the background. On the bottom here, you see little pictures of videos that we could go into if we wanted to. And each one of these videos is just a few minutes long, typically 3 or 4 minutes, some a little bit longer. And you can browse some of the categories that YouTube provides as well towards the bottom of the screen and pick out your favorites, comedy, entertainment, and so on. And that's all well and good, but you know, what is the potential for high quality premium video in this medium? And one of the things I discovered early on is that there is a lot of high quality video out there on YouTube, and the segments are HD. They're like Earth Touch here, which is a premium nature series that shows you things that are happening in marine life and on the plains of Africa and so on. And if I wanted to, I can have episode after episode of Earth Touch queued up, and most of these episodes, if you are looking at them, are 9 or 10 minutes long, sometimes a little bit less, but typically, you know, under 10 minutes.
So John, let's talk a little bit about what that means as a consumer of content. And you know, now instead of sitting at home watching TV, which often is full of stuff that I'm not so interested in, I certainly use my TiVo plenty.
Right.
Now this is another way to disintermediate the advertisers, actually, right? And create a home experience where I'm just focusing on the content that I care about. I queue it up and I watch it for an hour or two.
Potentially you could disintermediate the advertiser if that's your strategy. You could have advertisements that are on your website that are promoting these videos.
Right.
Or you could have ads that are inserted into the videos.
Right.
So it's not necessarily an either or. Who definitely gets disintermediated is every other distributor.
Right, the networks.
Right, the networks and even the Hulus potentially.
Right.
Can be disintermediated by people finding via search in Leanback exactly the sort of programming that they're interested in.
Right, now there's a friend of Shore Communications, hopefully a potential client of ours, a great guy named Tom Lucas, who runs a company called SpaceRip. And SpaceRip has been partnering with both Hulu and YouTube with long-form video that they've created over years.
Yes.
And when John's going to queue up SpaceRip, when you see SpaceRip play, what you realize is that there's a commercial business opportunity for long-form video that is substantial. And the deal is that you cannot fast forward through the commercial. You cannot tape it and go past it. It's playing. And if you want to enjoy that content, there's almost no way that you can get past it. The controls are just not there for you to do it. And if you're in leanback mode, really, you want to sort of be relaxing anyway.
And even if you could, you know, the fact that episodes like SpaceRip that we're about to queue up here are in convenient lengths for people that they're used to sitting through on the television most people are going to feel comfortable looking at a very short lead-in ad or lead-out ad.
Right.
So it's not as if we're asking people to learn new behavior in
Right.
order to experience this stuff in a premium mode.
Right.
So, here's some Space Rip episodes. I'm just going to cue one up called Crashing into the Moon here. And, as you can see, this is an advertisement that they've
Right.
queued up ahead of time.
Let's just let it play.
Okay, so Dickies Jeans has come along and done a little lead-in advertisement, and then that's going to go into the programming for the video.
And the way Space Rip works with them, they have been given a tool set by YouTube, which allows them to tell YouTube a good place to put a commercial. And they say, here's a spot for a commercial, it's 10 minutes in, no problem. Of course, put one on the front, no problem. Don't put it at 1304, because that's right in the middle of a story, and you're going to irritate the consumer.
Yeah.
But, if I need to give you 5 spots for every hour, I'm going to tell you my spots to put them in. You mark them, and then YouTube does the rest. There's no real work for the video owner once they've done the marking.
Exactly. So all that scheduling that we've had networks doing for us all these years, all of a sudden can be done by practically anybody with good footage and a good idea.
Right.
And
the robot takes care of the rest.
The robot takes care of the rest, and marketers are going to be thrilled that they're getting highly targeted markets for their goods and services.
Right.
So, this is a real interesting challenge to a lot of companies that have produced video. And, I think that, again, the great opportunity here in this LP versus single argument that is going out there is that you don't necessarily have to come up with the capital and the ideas and the scripting and what have you to come up with a 30-minute episode.
Right.
You could, but you can go out there and do 8 to 10-minute segments of really rich and lean-back entertainment
Right.
and programming, and insert the ads wherever you want that to go, and people can stack up their episodes.
Absolutely.
And of course, we're not seeing this just in video either. If you think of what Amazon is doing with Kindle singles,
Right.
Putting out chunks of content that are longer than a short story, but much shorter than a typical book, typically like 2-3 chapters worth of content.
Right.
People are willing to pay for that.
Right.
So, I think this whole idea of editorial control and saying that we have to do it in the same size box that we've had all these years, we just don't have to.
Right. Right. I mean, obviously, broadcast television has a great place in terms of informing us and creating great events like the Super Bowl and the World Series that we all want to see live. But they're, in terms of all the content, the long tail content that's available, if I'm really into space, and I want to watch it every night, I really can't see that on TV every night.
Exactly.
So I might be much more inclined to look at what Space Rip has. On another front that's quite similar is some of the TV, or I should say, video networks, online video networks that are starting up, like Revision 3.
Yes.
And they've got Dignation and some other really clever and funny shows that are very targeted, that are personality driven, and it's clever stuff. It's not just documentary stuff.
Yeah.
And it's fun and it's very entertaining to watch. I think those things are going to look great on Google TV as well.
Oh, absolutely. So so we have this great new explosion of really high quality content that's coming out in a longer than a few minutes format.
Right.
Now that the technology is there to do it more easily.
Right.
So everybody has been saying immersive content is great. Well, it is. But too much people have been saying immersive equals what we've done all along.
Right.
And that just doesn't have to be.
Right, exactly. It's funny, and we could debate it later. I wrote a blog piece about it. Which is a more important phenomenon, as a teaser for the future, 3D or Google TV? And I tell you right now, it's Google TV, hands down.
Search is going to win, folks, but hang on to your goggles. Thanks again for another episode of 10 Minute Strategy. Thank you, Peter.
I'm Peter Propp. He's John Blossom. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.